Good morning, everyone. Welcome to this week's Weekly Wisdom, where we're diving into the heart of what drives successful businesses, strong customer relationships. In today's fast-paced, tech-driven world, it's easy to lose that personal connection with your customers. That's why I'm thrilled to share insights from Mary Brodie to kick things off. Mary will share her insights on how businesses can avoid the trap of depersonalization and keep the relationships authentic and meaningful.
To probe just a little bit that situation that doesn't allow for the full collaboration, bringing in those customers, engaging the employees. Have you found any consistent theme relative to those challenges?
That's a great question. And I think sometimes they start in sales automation, which is great. Don't get me wrong. Everyone needs a CRM, right? I'll be the first to say that. You need a CRM, even if you're a teeny tiny company, right? Because you need to know what's happening. But at the same time, as your company grows and gets bigger, you start to have this distance and you start to see people as a number. And that's when the disconnect starts to happen. And people might be calling support. And instead of saying, this is Joe in Acme Corporation, and I know him, it becomes customer number, blah, 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 at blah, 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 with email address. And, oh, they're calling again about something ridiculous, which come to find out, sometimes if you look at these call sets, when you hear, or I've heard this in talking even sometimes with support teams, oh, this customer calls all the time and their calls are ridiculous. And then you look at what they actually called about. It's like, no, they're not. But when you start to do that depersonalization, it snowballs and you don't even realize that it happens.
Mary reminded us of the dangers of losing the human touch in customer interactions. Now let's shift gears and talk about innovation with Jon Tirmandi. Jon will challenge us to think differently about how we innovate for our customers. He'll emphasize how the customer experience needs a powerful framework for creating 10 times the value at the same cost, which can be a game changer for businesses looking to stand out while truly serving their customers' needs.
It seems like many businesses and the way they've introduced innovation into their solutions actually adds a burden to their customers.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know if you've ever read the book by Peter Thiel, 0 to 1. And for any of your guests who haven't read it, it's an amazing book. But Thiel talks about if you're going to really create a breakthrough innovation, the equation is this. You need to be able to create 10 times the value at 1 time the cost. So it's like 10x to 1x, right? And so what a lot of people do is they look and they say, okay, oh, look at what my competitors are doing. Look at what's happening in the marketplace. We need to do this too. We need to be on social media, or we need to enable this other thing, without really thinking through what it means to their customers and what it means to the market. I love to think that people really care about my business and that my customers really, really care about my business. But the reality is that they don't. Like, I'm an enabler for them, right? So it's like I do something for them that makes their lives easier. And they care about me within that context.
As we've heard from Mary and Jon, building strong customer relationships requires both a personal touch and thoughtful innovation. But how do we bridge these two crucial elements? That's where Jon's second message comes in.
We'll ask them through a workshop, start to imagine 3 or 4 different ideal scenarios for their future business. Not one, but several different scenarios that are out there. What could the business be? How would you characterize that business? What would you look like? What are the things that you would be doing? Who are your customers? How do they change from who they are now? What are your revenue streams? How do they change from where they are now, et cetera? And then we'd work with our executive teams to work backwards from those idealized futures and identify the steps and the actions, indicators, risks, and opportunities along a continuum. And we have them all converge on a point, which is today. And then we look for the common themes across the different futures and the common actions across the different futures. And those common actions and themes become the things that the company should invest in today to achieve any one of those futures.
Today's discussion has been all about nurturing customer relationships in a way that balances personalization with innovation. Remember, your customers aren't just numbers. They're people with needs, challenges, and goals. By staying connected, innovating thoughtfully, and always adding value, you can build loyalty that lasts. Thank you for joining me on this week's journey of wisdom. Until next time, let's keep our focus on what truly matters, building relationships that drive success.